Hi folks, in this session we're going to be covering differentiation of trig functions. Let's get started. So I'd like to differentiate the following: sine to the power of sine 4x and cos x cubed. Now on the left hand side you will see a table. You would have already done the first two, where if you have ln of x it'll differentiate to 1 over x, and then when you have e to the power of ax it differentiates to ax. So likewise, you have sine x, which will differentiate to cos x that differentiate to minus sine x, and etc. Alright guys, we're going to look at these two examples here. Let's get started. So here's my two functions, y equals sine 4x and y equals cos x cubed. I'm going to do the sine 4x first. So if you look in the left hand side of the table, sine x, when you differentiate it, you're going to end up with cos x. So in this case, y dash would be simply, the sign just changes into a cos. So it's going to be cos 4x. But you have to multiply it with the differentiation of whatever's inside the bracket. In this case, the differentiation of 4x would equal 4. So sine 4x, when you differentiate it, you're going to get 4 cos 4x. Alright, now looking at y equals cos x cubed. So as you can see, cos x, when you differentiate it, it becomes negative sine x. So in this case, y dash would equal negative sine x cubed. And this is when you multiply by the differentiation of whatever's inside the brackets. In this case, it's x cubed. So if you differentiate x cubed, you get 3x squared. Simplifying this further, you're going to get negative 3x squared sine x cubed. Alright, that's some of the basics of it, guys. I'm going to show one more example before we finish off the session. Alright, let's get, where is it? Here we go. Want to differentiate sine squared x this time. Now I've noticed people getting confused with this. Now because some people write this as sine of x squared. So if it helps, just write it down as it is, like here. So you can actually have y is equal to sine x. Now this is actually raised to the power of 2. That's the way of thinking about it. It's not sine of x times x, but it's actually sine x times sine x. Alright guys, now this situation here though, we've got to treat this as a chain rule. Alright, so we're going to have y dash, which means the 2 comes in front of the sine x. There we go. And we subtract 1 from the power of 2, which means there's going to be 1. Now this is all multiplied by the differentiations of whatever's inside the square brackets, which is sine x. Now we know that sine x, when you differentiate it, you're going to get cos x. So we have cos x here. So sine squared x, when you differentiate it, you're going to end up with 2 sine x cos x. Alright guys, that's about it. That's some of the ideas for differentiating trig functions. And that's it for this session. Thank you for watching.